Wow, wow, wow. Argentina are on the brink of elimination. Welcome to your Neeks Sports Match Day 8 World Cup review. Yes, another brilliant day of football out in Russia 2018 for the FIFA World Cup. And we're going to start where it ended, with Argentina being thrashed, absolutely dismantled by Croatia 3-0. First goal scored by Rebic, a catastrophic error from Willy Caballero, the Manchester City goalkeeper. Now, the funny thing about this is that we saw this coming. Throughout the first half and at different stages of the game, both teams had been suspect at passing out from the back and goalkeepers either kicking out, whether it's passing short or kicking it directly to an opposition player. There was issues on both sides, but none more so than Argentina. Both Caballero and the centre-backs were lucky that this incident didn't happen earlier. They could easily have been 1 or 2-0 down from sloppy back passes or kickouts in the back four, as it was, the three defenders and the goalkeeper. It took on to the second half. Caballero tried a kind of chipped pass over Rebic, hit the striker, and he volleyed it past Caballero. 1-0 Croatia, and a much deserved opener. They were by far the better team, pretty much from minute 1 right through to minute 90. Second goal, and really the killer goal, was a screamer into the bottom corner from Luka Modric past Willy Caballero. He got a finger on it. Some said he could have done better, but I think the fact that the ball started outside the post and curled in, you have to give that credit to Luka Modric. And the third goal, again, poor defending from Argentina. A good save, to be fair, from Caballero. It came out to Kovacic and he passed it across the goal to Rakitic to slot in 3-0. Goodbye and good night. As I said, Argentina are on the brink of elimination. They now have to beat Nigeria in their last game and hope that Iceland get no more than 3 points out of their next 2 games. Iceland's next 2 games are Nigeria tomorrow, and on the final game they are playing Croatia. Croatia only need 1 point to top the group, so depending on what happens between Iceland and Nigeria, that might be a game where both teams, Iceland and Croatia, settle for a point, which means Argentina are out. But we can't talk about Argentina without talking about Lionel Messi. I think it's only right and it's only fair because he was the man who got them to the World Cup, that brilliant hat-trick on the last game of qualifying in South America. He got them there. But since he's been here, he's done nothing but flatter to deceive. First game against Iceland, very ineffective other than influencing the penalty, but then the penalty was saved. This game, I can probably name a handful of openings that he was either involved in or at the end of. He had a very, very ineffective game. He wasn't interested at 1-0. When the first goal went in from Croatia, I think everybody, including Lionel Messi, his head dropped. There was a caption where you look from a bird's eye view and you see Modric running towards the goal to receive the ball on the edge of the area for his goal. And Messi, for a good 10 seconds, was just walking. Everybody in Argentina was just walking. There was no urgency, there was no belief. I don't know if it's a lack of belief in the manager, a lack of belief in their ability, or just a lack of pride of playing for their country. There's something seriously missing from the Argentina team. And I know last tournament Messi got the golden ball for the best player of the tournament. I don't personally think he was the best player of the tournament. I think James Rodriguez from Colombia, for example, was better, but he got that award. Argentina got to the final that year. But if you remember that World Cup, he scored, I think, 4 goals in his first 5 games of the, actually 4 goals in his first 4 games of the World Cup. And he didn't affect an assist from the quarterfinals onward. I'm not saying he's not a big game player because we know that he is. But when it comes to his country, he flatters to deceive when we're talking about the greatest of all time. Messi and Argentina, I can't see them even getting out of the group at this stage, let alone winning the World Cup. So if he ends his career without a World Cup or even an international trophy, because he hasn't even won the Copa America with Argentina. 2 finals in a row, they've both lost to Chile. If he ends his career without one of those serious international trophies, he can't be considered the greatest of all time, no matter how good his club career is, because the people we're comparing him with have both great club careers, maybe not as good as Messi's, but great club careers, and far superior international careers. It hasn't been a good tournament so far for Messi, and for me, it's going to be one more game, and Argentina, see you later. But Croatia, well done. You're qualified for the last 16. I remember Ramon said in the preview, you can go check it out, he said Croatia are his dark horses, and the way they're playing, because they dominated Nigeria in the first game, they dominated Argentina. We're going to see if they are really the dark horse in the tournament. They've got quality players, but they've had quality players in the past. Now is the time, because they're at that stage of their career where this is really their last chance saloon. So we'll see how far they can go. In the group, a Mili Jedinak penalty, much debated, because VAR overturned or suggested the referee look again and overturn his own decision for a handball. Now, we know that the handball rule states that handball is to be given for if a player deliberately handballs the ball, but it also has considerations. And I remember one of the ex-referees, I think it was Dermot Gallagher, after the 2017 season where Laurent Koscielny for Arsenal scored a goal with his hand basically against Burnley, referees were given instructions about handballs when it affects goals. Now, that was specifically to do with a goal being scored with the hand, and whilst the rules say it has to be deliberate handball, they were advised that if a goal is scored with the hand, it is not correct and it shouldn't be allowed. Now, this handball, whilst you may question its legitimacy as whether it was deliberate or not, it definitely blocked a goal bound and what looked like a certain goal from the header from Australia. So I slightly understand why VAR would tell the referee to overturn it or assist the referee in overturning that decision. But is it clear and obvious mistake? And that is what VAR is supposed to do, clear and obvious mistake. I do believe the referee made a mistake. Was it clear and obvious that this is going to go on? I think VAR has been good for the tournament so far, but it's these small incidents. This incident here, we had the Kane incidents in Tunisia, the Tunisia game, and for the naysayers, the doubters, they're going to pounce on this and for me even escalate even further. As it is, Denmark are still in a great position to qualify. One more point against France in the last game will see them through to the next round. Speaking of France, they won their second game of the group 1-0 against Peru, a result that eliminated the South Americans. Unfortunate for me, they're my sweepstake team, and we're going home. We're going home. Football is not coming home for Peru. But France are through to the last 16. One of the tournament's favourites. They haven't necessarily played the football that the players they have suggest they can play. However, this is what we've come to expect from France under Didier Deschamps. They only scored 18 goals in qualifying. They were never a team that were blitzing anyone. So we're not going to expect them to do that from here on throughout the tournament. But there are certain players such as Pogba, Griezmann, even Mbappe to an extent, and others who I think their performance can improve. I want to see what he's going to do with the fullbacks, because we know he does like Mendy. Sidibe hasn't played in the tournament so far. We're going to see if they do get any kind of run out in the next game, but it's still a game that they need to get a point to ensure they top the group, to get what they would say is a favourable draw in the last 16. The way the World Cup's going, is there such thing as a favourable draw? Anybody seems to be able to beat anybody, and this is why we love this beautiful game. Let me know your thoughts on this match day 8 review of the World Cup 2018 in Russia, and I'll see you soon.